Our conversation this morning, Krista will be talking about vote buying, because our elected representatives were supposed to not be corrupt, but to manage the public purse and our resources well to the benefit of the Ghanaian. So, vote buying, how will we even, explain this to a child? If a child wants to understand, or maybe a teenager who is about to turn 18,
Yeah. So it's essentially the exchange of gifts, items. Essentially the exchange of gift items and any form of material to persuade the voter for their votes. So it's something that political parties, candidates do. Obviously, a very unethical approach to campaigning, and it's just to persuade, because the whole concept of voting is under the principle of secrecy. So there's a ballot box, you go in there, you make your decision. No one's supposed to know who you voted for, and that decision has to lie with you. And that's why you have the Electoral Commission and other election institution or election-related institutions saying that you cannot go in there, take a photo of your vote, because it's supposed to be your decision and no one's supposed to know it. And so in the attempt of getting a certain certainty from voters, some candidates, political parties want to engage in vote buying. And now there's a new step to it. You don't only take the money, they make you swear an oath to promise. Yeah, that was one of the conversations from the Ayawaso East election. Oath? People were made to hold the Quran. I think it was.
That's what a Muslim would say in exclamation.
Yes. So it was put out by Musa Dankwa in one of his posts that people were made to swear with the Quran that this money I'm taking, or this gift or whatever I am taking, and promising that I would vote for this party, I'm going to stick to it.
Wow.
Because there's still that uncertainty. People can take the money, go into the box, and not vote for you.
Why is there uncertainty? Is it with the kind of contenders that are going into the election?
Delegate elections are different from popular elections. Delegate elections are more, you can lose a delegate election, will negate any impressions and just be overly confident about winning. And that brought up the whole, you remember, fear delegates, that whole coin term. Because delegates, because it's a small number of people and they are selected from a larger group to represent the interests of the larger group. They can go in there and not represent the interests of the larger group. They can go in there and make a decision based on their personal feel. So it's always boils down to what that personalized feel. And that is why the political candidates, the parties feel that, we need to give them the money personally, and that is what has been the norm.
Was it easier to influence that, smaller number of people, or that kind of population over the general masses?
Yeah, because when you're doing popular elections, a lot of things, come in. There can be a candidate for the people. And the point is that you will not get the opportunity to go to everybody's home. You will not get the opportunity to share monies to everybody, each and everyone.
Right.
You see, but it's a delegate election. It's just about a few hundreds of people. So you can even segment them into groups and then say that, come to my house on this day, on these particular days leading to the election. Come and take something small. Take home. And they are able to share. So it just changes the dynamics of delegate elections in respect to vote buying.
How did we get to this point? At what point did this become like it's becoming the order of the day or a norm? Is it peculiar to Ghana only?
You see, Matiti, the conversation can be had from two perspectives.
Okay.
One, political marketing perspective. Two, public policy perspective. Now, political marketing is saying that you are to persuade the electorates to vote for you in the ballot box. What are you presenting? You are presenting the candidate, the party, and then the policy. So, with that respect, from marketing perspective, you are saying that the policy has a brand, the candidate has a brand, the party has a brand. Mm-hmm. And you are to develop strategic communication, tools, channels, whatever it is. You have to come up with a comprehensive communication plan to ensure that these brands, the policy, the candidate, the party, is communicated in a strategic way to canvass votes, to persuade voters. Mm-hmm. Meaning that there are two ways to do that. You can either be ethical in your approach or unethical. Mm-hmm. Ethical, we are talking about door-to-door campaigning. We are talking about using traditional media, television, radio, print media, the billboards, flyers. You're talking about posters. You come to digital media. That's new media. Mm-hmm. You're looking at social media, websites, all of that. You're looking at paraphernalia. People have T-shirts, they print out, wristbands, all of that.
We saw the very digital approach in the 2024 elections. You get text messages from candidates.
Text message, direct marketing, right? So all of these approaches, organizing campaign rallies, these are the ethical approaches. And I use the word ethical because they are the approaches that have been accepted by the referee. You know, because it's an election contest. Mm-hmm. The Electoral Commission is in the middle refereeing the contest and is saying that these are laid down rules. This is a period for campaigning. These are the things you can do. These are the things you don't have to do. So when are you unethical is when, and then vote buying like we're talking about, because democracy is they need to make it from an informed, tell the people, educate the people on your policies. Once you begin to bring in money of cloud political parties or candidates who share money, that's not necessary. But that conduct the research and we go just 200 cities. Kids that want to admit it. Several polls prior to the election day indicated that Hajia was winning. Haji Amina was winning. Then there are these incidences that were captured by the media on election day, people holding television sets. And then what happened?
Motorbikes.
Papa Jamal won by 32 votes. That's how close turned to another direction because of a certain inducement factor.
Okay.
So it's something we are to condemn. And that's why I really want to.
And this challenges the research. You say that academia would have done that. It does not. Because if it was going a certain way and obviously went the other, and it looks like it's a bidding, system.
Exactly. And so that's why I want to commend the NDC leadership.
Okay.
You see, even though a reactive approach, because what are we saying? We are saying that you have to be proactive. Proactive in the sense that you prevent a certain likely incident from happening. So it happened. What do you do? Crisis management. As a leadership, you could have decided to be quiet about it and say that, okay, need for us to talk about it. But they came out to condemn it.
Okay.
And they said that, no, we are going to initiate steps to have investigations to look into this. And then the government also responded where the president said, I will not wait for you to resign because you think you are elect, but you were still
when
in that position.
Those unethical things happened. And, there are the laws governing elections, as you mentioned, that should be refereed by the Electoral Commission. Chris, I'll come back to you. 055-556-1034 is our WhatsApp number. 055-556-1034 is our WhatsApp number. We're going to the phone lines, Memories. We want to find out what happened. Hello, boss. Good morning. Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
During the election, narrate your story to us.
Well, good morning once again. What happened? then they can.
We can hear you. Hello, sir. Please reposition yourself slightly. Reposition yourself slightly for me.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah. And reduce the volume on the TV set behind you, please.
No, I'm not close to you.
You're not close to any TV set or any sound. Okay. I believe it's the network operator that's giving us these problems, but there's this high pitching sound, but is it better?
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, well, the aspirants are politicians. Well, it has become a norm of the day because all the 5 aspirants, I won't say that none of them really gave any inducements to any delegates. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead, I can hear you.
Yes, because one thing is that why is it that one person has been the topic of the day that people are discussing about him? Mm-hmm. The late MP's wife also induced.
She did?
Hello?
Hello, sir. I can hear you.
Yes, I said the late the MP's wife, Madam Abina, also induced people.
She also induced she induced people. There's evidence that she induced people, huh?
Yes, there's evidence for that.
Okay.
And then what about the one that's sharing the motor, which is the former the constituency chairman?
Right.
He also gave out even, how do you call it, egg, ice chest, and then other things that I cannot mention all.
Okay. Did you receive any of these items?
Yes, I received, but because of security wise, I'll not mention my name.
Yes, do not mention your name, but which of the items did you receive? From all the aspirants, one particular aspirant?
I got a motorbike and I also got television.
Oh, okay. Right. And others got some as well.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that it's not good practice. Are you getting me?
Right.
Because it has become a norm of the day. Because politicians normally use that one to induce people. They wait for 4 years before they come to delegate. This thing should not be entertained. How you are getting me?
Right.
Because I don't see the reason why this thing has been a topic of the day. Because from the top to the down, everybody, that's a norm that people have adopted now.
Is this the first time? Is this the first time this is happening at the Ayawaso East?
This is the first time.
Okay. And have you been receiving some of these items in the past as well?
Yes, I received. This is the first time that this thing has happened.
Okay. And if you do not receive, would you still not vote? If you do not receive the items, the gifts or the inducements, would you not vote?
I'll vote.
Okay.
Why? Because what I'm saying is that, fine, it is not good practice. But I blame politicians. But the reason why I'm saying that, they wait because how come delegates will pay their time for political parties for good 4 years? And one thing is that the grassroots will be abandoned. Branch will be abandoned, and every police station. I'm talking about the both political parties, which NDC and NDP.
Right.
They don't take care of the delegates. And so normally, that is the practice that they have adopted. That we wait for election before we also give people. Is that a good practice? No.
Have you raised this with them when they come out to campaign?
Yes, I raised it. But now aspirants who also don't have this thing to also give it to delegates.
Okay. So this election, whoever would have won, you believe the person won because of the inducements. How heavy or higher the bidding was?
No, I don't think that. It is not because of inducement of other items. Because I believe that the Israel also people have also cast their votes. And they think that Honorable Baba Jamal is the best person to lead them.
Not because Baba Jamal's items were far...
No. It's not because of that. It's not because of Baba Jamal's items. Because other aspirants also give things out.
Right. Do they give these inducements before the election?
You said?
Have they been given these inducements before the election? Like promises that they...
Yes, before the election.
Okay. Do they come...
The one who gave the motorbike, it was on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
2 days just before the election. What happens after the election? Do they come back to the community?
Do they come back to the community?
Yes.
Are you talking about the aspirants?
Yes. After they win, do they come back to do anything for the community?
Well, some of them come.
Okay. Have you thought about running campaigns in your community so that you all decide not to receive the items? Because if you all decide not to receive the items, then there's nobody going to give items.
I think this issue is a concern to all of us. Because you being the media person, you have to also raise that concern.
We have been raising it, but you know, the giver and the receiver are all complicit in this. That's why stop it.
Yes, I want to be part of that.
Okay, but you have the motorbike already. Are you willing to return the motorbike?
Why return the motorbike?
Okay, but you need a motorbike.
Because I've dedicated my time to do certain work for somebody, and the person waits for 4 years before the person comes to me. I'm not saying I can't afford motorbike, but it is not a good practice.
Why? So why did he decide to give motorbikes and televisions? Can you tell us?
That one is up to them. It's up to the person that gave the motorbike out. Because maybe he thinks that it might be. But what I'm saying is that no, even we raise an issue that no, must it be the yardstick of maybe waiting for election before you give motorbike? No.
Right. For you, what's the most pressing things that you would want your leaders to deal with?
What I want is that I want the place to transform the youth over there.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Anonymous caller telling us that he, took part in that election and he got his items. He has a motorbike and a television, I believe I heard, from the aspirants. And he's not happy about it. He says that the youth then need lots of jobs rather than these items. Chris, you heard the gentleman.
Yeah.
Our WhatsApp number again is 05. Quite unfortunate. I was trying to get him to see reason that the giver and the receiver are all complicit in this.
See, the delegates feel entitled to.
He said he did work.
Yes, exactly. Because someone will say just to give out, because then there's that
to your side.
You grab or whatever it is. So a lot of vote buying. It's very predominant in areas where you have, low socioeconomic. You are going to get certain aspects of their problem.
The demographics matter.
Yes.
Can't go to East Legon and give.
Station also is the type of demographic, just junior high school level of education. May still take it because the conversations. They send you to go. The conversations. They send you to go and outcompete for each other. Hello, So there's a whole outcompete for each other. Hello, So there's a whole.
This comes as to who is doing higher. And if you're supposed to go around.
The campaign has a budget of the campaign.
Who is doing higher? And if you're supposed to go around.
The campaign has a budget of the campaign to people who come to in the name of transportation. To people who come to in the name of transportation. The candidate money is alone. People say these are the words. So they don't see it as that. They see that, these are the words. So they don't see it as that. They see that, you want to lead us and you are not generous. You see? And it's not solving real problems. So these are just very cosmetic.
And breakfast and transport, these have been the order of the day, for a long time, before now even these big ones like motorcycles and television sets and all of that. Do you think that we just sat there and watched it,
grow into what it has become? Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
How can you give somebody 3,000 cedis as transportation? Where are they coming from? You see, so the politician will tell you, when he's being criticized, you say, I didn't share money, I didn't bribe anybody, I just gave out transportation. And then you ask, what is the transportation? And he's telling you the transportation is 3,000 cedis. That's outrageous. Definitely, there must be a reason. Why do you share money at 6 a.m. when the beginning of polls is at 8? What is the reasoning in the timing of the sharing of the money? You see,
it takes a shorter time to influence
so
somebody.
It means that you want the person's already made decision to be altered if it's not in your favor, or you want that person to make a decision if they've not yet made that decision. So election, the person will spend the money before the election day. So then what will be the use of the money? But when the money comes that day, it's so critical to
polling stations theory, where, as you're saying, the timing is very important. How about in the form where people do things, aspirants do things before the election? So fix a road, dig boreholes, roof a school structure that, has lost its roof to strong wind. Because you hear people on social media saying, hey, where was he all this while?
Yes, you see, and that has been the argument some have made for the phenomenon, vote buying, people have said that, okay, instead of giving the monies personally to the people, have a plan, like a corporate social responsibility plan, as a political organization or as a candidate. You fix a road, you fix a bridge, you construct a borehole, you construct a classroom block for the community. You see, and that is you showing evidence that whatever you are promising, which is obviously more than what you have done, is something that you are possible, or you have that possibility of doing. Right. So it's just to show the readiness for leadership. It's just to show the eagerness for leadership. It's just as evidence. It's just to show evidence, because campaigning and promising they are just words, they are just promises.
Absolutely.
But you want to let the people know that I can materialize everything I've said. So because of that, I'm fixing just this 1 kilometer of road. I have promised to do 12 kilometers.
If I do get
so I do one, so that you see that it's possible I can do it.
Okay.
And then when you give me the opportunity, I'll continue and do it. And then that's why electorate voters have complained. He came to do all these things before the election. We voted for him.
We don't see
We are
him
not
or
hearing from him
anymore.
again. Or the contractors have left the site.
Right.
You see, so some have also said, okay, instead of giving the money personally to people, have it in a way as a corporate social responsibility as a political
Now,
party.
who are the aspirants or candidates in an election who are more likely to induce? Is it first-timers or the old guys who have, the incumbents who is there already?
So from strategy perspective, it's different dimensions.
Okay.
One can go into an election knowing that it's my first time. I may not win because there are top shots in the campaign, people who probably the incumbent is contesting again. So what I'm going to do is to just come and announce my presence. So they come into the election, they know that those who are already in there are big shots. They would give probably, I want to be very practical here, they will give probably every delegate 1,000 cedis because they just want to make an announcement. They can just go low and then just say, oh, I'm giving 300, so that everybody knows I am here.
Okay.
Then there's a second, their presence and say that this is my first time, but I want to unseat that particular incumbent. I want him to leave that seat. He's been given 1,000 all these years. You people don't deserve 1,000. I am giving 5,000. And then that's what you hear the politicians say, showdown.
Showdown.
Then now, the delegates are excited. Everyone's saying they've never seen 5,000 cities in their life.
And this breaks some of the polls that they have done, doesn't it?
It would.
Before they pitch to be second place after.
Exactly. So they give the money and then everyone's like, no, it's over. Mic drop.
Has happened.
And then there are others who still want to maintain their spot as people just knowing that they keep contesting. So they also will peg what is being shared and they try and go a bit lower. There are those who share microwaves, fridges. So
not
maybe
necessarily the liquid cash.
Not necessarily the cash. And because it's strategic. Okay. I have worked on campaigns where and because it's at the delegate level, you work on campaigns where obviously I don't think it's all right. Because sometimes I feel for the candidates. Because I ask, Honorable to be, you want to share 1 million Ghana cedis on election day. So if you don't win,
what happens?
It's
not money you're investing in getting back.
Yeah. And if you also win, what happens? Because when they win, they are forced into what? Corrupt activities
to recoup the money.
So sometimes I get alarmed when I'm part of a campaign team strategizing for a candidate and they are talking about the big monies they have to spend. Me, somebody, who does not have that, I just get worried.
And does it appear that we, the people that you're going to serve, that we are not worried about where the money comes from, where the inducement comes from, and how they will recoup it back?
That's why I like what the caller said, the anonymous caller said. We must start the conversation and everybody must join into the conversation. The media, civil society organization, we all must come together and support what the NDC leadership is doing. Because you see, when you sit back and say that, oh, whatever the NDC leadership is doing is settings or it's a PR gimmick, it's for the optics, and this thing continues, we are going to have a system called plutocracy. It is only the wealthy that will lead the society, because anyone who has money, regardless of how they earn their money, would pump cash into politics and get their preferred candidates in there who are not competent or who may not necessarily be competent.
Right.
And so we're going to have a society where if you don't have money, you don't belong to leadership, which is so wrong. You see, so it's a fear that all of us must nurse.
You then hear people say, oh, our MP, we don't see him in Parliament, or we don't see him champion our issues, we don't hear anything. There's also the feel of the financial background of a candidate. Some may feel that if the person is rich, they are more likely to not be corrupt or mismanage, the public purse than somebody who, is not so rich and is trying to gain power. How do you see these two dynamics?
So it's a more also of a socio-cultural thing.
Okay.
You see, our Ghanaian society has this, you are going to a chief's palace, you can't go with empty hands. At that point of needing the vote of a delegate, or you need someone's vote, at that point, you, the person aspiring, is not the king or the queen. It is the person whose vote you need is the king.
Okay.
So the question is, if you even go to their homes, at that point, because you need their vote, their homes are the palace, and you cannot go empty-handed. So it's a cultural thing. Our culture also enables that thing where people feel that I cannot just go and then leave there empty-handed.
We have laws that govern this, that should be able to separate or segregate this from what our culture says. If there's a Political Parties Act where you're signed to not induce people, and whoever is so receiving, as you say, is drawn into the media campaign, the public campaign of not receiving the bribe or the inducement. Doesn't this tie into that?
I get it. From a legal perspective, it can be said, but
a chief is a chief. His palace is different. You're going to solve issues.
So someone will say that if it is seen by everybody, that's when it becomes illegal.
Okay.
So if the monies had been shared in secret, how would you know whether we perpetuated illegality or not? You see, so these are some of the considerations, and
right.
I just think that this must be a wake-up call.
Okay.
For all of us.
And women, the demographics, the women, the younger people versus elderly people. For that, let me let our viewers know that the phone lines are open, 0543 664 264 0543 664. Joseph, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. I'm Joseph.
Yes. Upper West, great. How are the people of Upper West doing this morning?
Oh, they're all doing well.
Great. Let's hear you.
I want to contribute to when you see the way our politicians are doing, it's not right. I think the people who go there also and save this kind of cash and then items, some of them, when you go and then do a background investigation, their work they are actually doing for about 5 to 10 years, the money cannot get to what they used to do. But because we, the citizens, are sitting down and then when politicians comes, we call for money, they will go and steal the state money and come back and shake it. And we'll pick and say, oh, this person is doing well, this person is doing well. And then we vote for him to go back and steal it and come back again. And our roads are not fixed. Our water is problematic and everything of Ghana here is problem. But this attitude is, we Ghanaians are creating it. Even you are talking about rich going to parliament. Even today, household, if you are poor, become a landlord in the house, you see people are saying, oh, this person, no, it's a casino and yes, sir. So you see a whole lot of women passing But the one who is rich, you see that, but which are not leading us. Someone will have the wisdom to speak for the country to be saved, but because you don't have, and then we bring people to come out for it and kill our money and do a whole lot of things, which is not the best. And I think this government should, actually, they should not only speak, but they should also do the action for the Ghana to be saved. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for weighing in the discussion. I believe that Joseph is joining the anonymous call on the Clarion call that we all have to collectively agree that we do not want this and this is wrong, and then we'll be able to have it our way. Jay, another Joseph, is at the board. Jay Gabra is going to be bringing us the messages. Jay, is your...
Transport. Where are the people coming from?
Yeah, I was asking if they are going by air or...
They are coming from the future.
Train.
They are coming from the future. Anyway, these are by way of your messages, so please let me read them out. This one says, promising positions is equally a vote buy, not only giving money, etc. And this comes from Fred Light Atu. Thank you, Fred. This one says, good morning, my name is Godfrey. Please, to my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with buying the votes because after the candidate win the election, he won't mind that there were some people who made him win. And one thing too is that what if the person decides not to vote? The vote, yes.
Okay, Jay.
And he goes ahead to give his reasons as well.
Okay, we have somebody on the phone as well. I'll come back to you shortly. Let's go to the phone again. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Harris. You see, the problem is from we voters, because sometimes the candidate will come. He say, oh, you have to find me something before I vote for you. Me too, I know what I'm going to do there, so I'll just find him something to vote for him. So that's my opinion.
Okay, Harry, thank you. So it's the candidate, it's the voters, that's what he's saying.
The debate...
Find me something small. You see that Ghanaian cultural thing, Christopher?
I think that's what Godfrey was also saying, the fact that after the election, they won't mind you again. And I think that until we end poverty in this country, inducement and open bribery in our election will always be. And this comes from Wafayao in Sunyani. This one says, I agree with Chris, for the delegates feel entitled to what aspirants offer to them. For me, what I noticed is that every politician has known the hard time in our society. So that would be the fastest way to progress as a candidate by sharing something to their delegates. Thank you. I'm Kwame from Majura. I'm really enjoying the best show this morning. Thank you, Kwame. This one says, good morning, GTV Breakfast. In criminal investigations and judgments, psychological approach is used. In criminal investigations and judgments, psychological approach is used, especially when the crime is believed to be premeditated. Vote buying is a psychological abuse of the voter, which is premeditated. The fact that the giver and the recipient are the giver's favor, let's not pretend because it is an evidence that incriminates a person, even if he or she pleads not guilty. And this comes from Tech Charlie this morning.
Okay, David is on the phone, joins us again this morning. Hello, David.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please, I want to contribute to the discussion going on.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
yes.
Please.
Yeah, I actually do not see anything wrong with giving of delegates something. Because, you see, in such situations, there are more than one candidate. And every candidate who comes to and gather the delegates always finds something for them. But my problem is with the timing. If you are giving it at the time or on the day that the voting is going on, then that to me wouldn't be something of a good effort because it will be to influence voters to vote in a certain direction. But if you gather the voters, the delegates on the day, on any particular day, that is different from the day of voting, and you try to convey your message to them, and for that matter, after the conversation with them, to give them something to go home with, that to me is fine.
Okay.
Because you see, delegates see candidates as people who are going for particular positions, and of course, they will make money out of the positions where they will be occupying. So if before I help you together, you also help me to solve my issues at home. That to me is fine. But the timing is the problem.
Okay, David.
David,
I just want to ask: do the voters they have a voice in this? Are they able to tell? Okay, we want a road, we want a borehole, as compared to something small.
Yeah, you see, what actually goes on is that delegates don't come from a particular location, or let's say the same location.
Okay.
If you come to, if you go to any constituency, the people who make up the delegates are diverse in terms of the places they are coming from.
Okay.
Yes. So if you say, okay, we need a borehole, we need a borehole at which particular location?
Okay.
If you are in the Talented area, do you need it in Tinzuk or do you need it in Say? You see, these are locations in the Talented area.
But
so if you need it in Sidoki, Tinzuk, how do they occupy, and what's going to happen to them if they don't have water? Their situation might be different. And you see, the kind of things they did, being a delegate at that particular point in time, they are not in the position to provide those things until they get into the position they are actually hoping to get.
Okay. Yeah. And at the end, the delegates are not able to tell if when they get into the position, they'll still fix the problems for them or not.
Exactly. So you get what you have to get at the time the opportunity is there for you.
Okay. Well, I get your argument. Not that I agree, but I get your point. Thank you, David. Jay.
Let's continue with your messages on 055-556-1034. Good morning, GTV. The problem of vote buying is a system error. The way out of vote buying is for political parties to change the delegate system, where delegates/voters are pre-known to candidates. It makes it easy to target few delegates with gifts. We're fast moving into money crazy instead of a democracy. Ghana must change course. And this is coming from Mujib Rahman in Wa. This one just
money
says... JDM moved Papa Jamal from the position of an ambassador representing him in Nigeria because, first and foremost, Papa Jamal, derogated/devalued the special office of being the former personnel rep of the president in Nigeria for a mere parliamentary seat pursuit, clearly predicated on an intent to cheat to a position of interest at all costs. So absurd, indeed. An epitome of indiscretion laced with arrogance, and there's no name here, but this message is coming from you, and that's by way of messages for now.
Okay, Jay. I'm sure there will be more messages coming. 055-556-1034. Thank you, Jay. But for mere MPship, member of Chris, do you agree that being a member of parliament is mere compared to an ambassadorial?
So political ambitions differ.
Okay. Let me hold your guns. Hold your guns for me. Sunyani, we're going to Sunyani now. We have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Morning.
I just want to contribute to the...
Go ahead, sir.
It's not always the way that when the politicians induce delegates, the entire community and all the constituency vote for them. It's not always the case. Because if you look at the current parliamentarians, you realize that there are some of the parliamentarians who were supposed to win that lost because maybe they paid and the entire constituency won. That allowed every good standing member of the party vote. That one, we can eliminate the vote buying.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That's your approach. Thank you so much for calling us from Sunyani this morning. Chris, lots of thoughts.
You know, listening to the callers and then some of the comments coming in, you realize that there's this very common narrative. It's wrong and it should not be encouraged. Like we were talking about before the break, who are most vulnerable, become victims of this? Young people who do not have access to capital in a society. So democracy, which in its nature should be something seen from giving people the equal opportunity, to make decisions, would now become somewhat, given a capitalistic approach. Because then now we're saying that leadership, we are saying that if you're eligible, you can contest. Yeah. But now we are saying that it's only reserved for the privileged because they are the ones who can have the money to contest to lead. So you see that young people, it's the major barrier.
Women, PWDs who don't have the financial muscle.
They don't have the financial muscle. They don't have access to capital in society. So it's usually the case when you see a young person, they are being backed by someone who has that financial muscle. Right. And then they put a lot of stress on that young person when they go into the position. Because then they have to be necessarily corrupt to recoup the money or engage in some policy practices. Maybe you make a policy decision to influence a certain businessman because he gave you money to sponsor your campaign.
Absolutely. So in a fair, there won't be a level playing field.
There's
because
no
you
level.
have somebody, you have to recoup the money back
Exactly.
for. Baba joins us on the phone. Hello, good morning, Baba.
Good morning, my sister.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead with your contribution or question.
Thank you. My name is Baba Katam. I'm calling from Iskar Katam constituency.
Okay.
Thank you, my sister. Let me thank my regional minister, Joe Nelson, and my regional chairman, and Nakapu, who work here doing for NDs or entire Ghana.
Okay.
My sister, you see what is happening for Ayawaso is very sad, but it's part of for us. Because if just now you say you can go campaign, the empty hand, my sister, you don't get anybody to closer to you to say you can come and listen to what they are saying. If the person comes, you stand there for 1 hour or even 2 hours, you go back home. You can ask the person, the person coming, you don't give anything. You can ask. I think you say don't give you anything. You can tell the person is not a serious person. Because everybody politics, we are searching for a political position. You are hide somebody's house. You don't have your own house and vote for you. You come MP or you come regional minister. The end of the day, you buy houses, you buy cars. How can you say me to vote for you? Madam, it's very, very difficult.
Right.
Please, everybody know that what is Baba Jamal doing is to run the start. Everybody can opportunity can do. We can do more than that. This country that nobody can vote for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's what the system has become. Thank you, Baba, that you can't go with empty hands to campaign. If you have nothing, nobody will vote for you. It's quite interesting that such an unfortunate phenomenon comes the order of the day.
Yes. And that's why you have, from an academic perspective, social impact theory, where we are saying that when you have strong sources to rely on, as example to influence change, in the society, the immediacy of an issue, how potent or strong that issue is, or that example is. It helps in terms of reform. So on the back end of this particular theory, if we want to see a change in people, right, I think that what the NDC leadership is doing now, it has to be backed by even the MPP.
Right.
Because they are also going to have their elections and they are suffering the same issues. So it means that anyone who nurses the ambition of leadership must go and look for money. And people run into debts, taking monies from people, loans, and all because...
We hear some people run out of money just in the nick of time for the elections, and the dynamics can change.
Exactly. So you see that more and more we're seeing, the less competent people moving away from politics, because I wouldn't want to spend my money doing that.
Okay. Let me go to the phone for our final caller. Oh, I think we lost him. Hello? Okay. We lost that. Aside from what the NDC has done, and you said that's a show of leadership that you think the MPP and other parties should do, what can we do as a people?
You see, laws are enforced to change behavior.
Because the poverty there is still there. If one of the callers is saying poverty, it's a problem.
But laws are there, and once they are enforced, it will change behavior.
Okay.
Our problem is the enforcement of laws. If we have elections, from maybe the next elections, we're saying that people will now, or candidates are not giving monies, and the delegates sit at home, and only 5 people show up to vote on election day. Obviously there will be an absent mandate, but if those 5 people go and vote without receiving money from anybody, and then that now becomes a thing because we are enforcing it. The moment you are found or you are caught as a candidate sharing anything, you are disqualified from the race.
Right.
And the candidates have fear in them that if I do this, these are the consequences. I would not do it.
I'll try disqualification, right? Because there are witnesses.
We even spoke to an anonymous person. And if even the voters themselves say, I was there and he tried to bribe me for my vote, I'm reporting him to the party. The party has sanctioned the person has been disqualified. People will be afraid to do that.
Right.
And over the period, we are going to realize real change, behavioral change.
Okay.
You see, so when people say, oh, it's not possible, it has become a part of us, we can't change. So why are people criticizing Baba Jama? Was he the only person who has shared money? All those MPs in parliament have shared money. So should we keep referencing the negative things and then saying that, okay, because others have done it and now it's the order of the day? No. Okay. There must be a point where we say, no, we are putting an end to this. We are enforcing the laws. The Electoral Commission has, rules and regulations that the parties need to follow.
Okay.
You do this, you are disqualified from the race. A party would be very, very careful the next time. You see, so these are the issues.
And the people as well, what do they then do? Because they talk like there's the fear of if I don't collect it and he comes into power. Baba said they build houses and they buy cars and they forget about the people.
That's what I'm saying. That is the whole idea. You see, is the philosophy of what people think democracy is. Or what people is, and if that philosophy fuels people's entitlement to, once my brother has received the motorcycle, I also deserve mine. So why is it that they shared it and I didn't get mine? You see, but people need to be reoriented to know that the politicians are corrupt because when they bring these things and we keep collecting, it runs them into debt. And of course, leadership is not...
And then we turn around and complain that they are corrupt, huh?
But leadership is not by force. Out of all the things you could do in this world, you decided that, I don't want to be in the private sector. I want to come and serve a group of people. Then you take the nomination forms. You file your nomination for the position. And then now... you are crying that you have spent so much money on your campaign.
Even the filing fee alone is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and that's why...
And then the campaign itself is a lot of money.
You see, so all these things, it's not just blaming, the voters for collecting it, but when these rules and regulations are enforced by the refereeing body, Electoral Commission, ask yourself, the political parties are expected to have audited accounts presented to the Electoral Commission. Be proud to election. I think it's about 30 days or so to the election. So the conversation is that if within those 30 days, those audited accounts, where do we get them from? You hear that NPP has spent this amount of money, NDC has spent this amount of money, this amount of money was received by this number of delegates by this candidate.
Okay.
Have you ever heard that the Electoral Commission has sanctioned or has commenced a certain investigation for a report to be brought out to implicate any political party or candidate?
It just passes and goes. So for you, Chris, we're wrapping up, and so I'll just give you a minute to wrap up. What do you expect to see in the coming days with the NDC, what they have done, the other political parties, and even the Electoral Commission that you were just mentioning?
Definitely, I expect... right now, we are all watching what the NDC is doing because the NDC says they've commenced an investigation into it. What will be the outcome of it? Are they going to have a rerun of the election? Obviously, we've seen other stakeholders in the community. Yesterday, the Zongo chiefs engaged the media saying that it would cause violence and all of it. So we are just hoping to see what would come out of all of this. But
absolutely,
we need to support this cause, and vote buying must stop.
Okay, thank you so much, Chris, for getting the time spending this morning with us talking about vote buying, democracy at risk. We've talked about all the dynamics. You know, we spoke to an anonymous caller who told us that he was induced, and we've had your views and your comments as well. How do we together end this phenomenon of vote buying? Ghana's corruption perception index has moved just up a point from 43 to 42. That's it for our show today. My costume is by Boatimes Collection.